Welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host, Jennifer, and I am super late today, and I apologize. I know I like to have my videos up bright and early, Monday morning, 8 a.m. This weekend, however, has been crazy, and I have not had time to do anything. So, we're recording today. You're seeing the video today. This is what I look like in all my glory today. It is rainy, gloomy, dark, but at least the weather has cooled off. It's not super hot. It looks like there is fuzz on my camera lens. I got it. We're good. All right. This weekend was crazy. Now, as some of you may know, if you have been on the internet this weekend, that Saturday was I Love This Yarn official holiday. Or I Love Yarn. The holiday was I Love Yarn. Okay? For all the yarn lovers out there, me included, people were celebrating. They were buying yarns. I did not buy yarn on I Love Yarn Day, but instead, I opted to donate yarn on I Love Yarn Day. So, I spread the yarny love. I donated a couple hundred skeins of yarn to my niece's college. They have a knit and crochet club. They were very happy to accept the donations, and actually I think I overwhelmed the poor kid. Because I contacted a certain individual, and I was put in contact with another individual who actually runs the group that meets on a certain day of the week. They get together, they knit, they crochet, they talk all things knit and crochet. And this young woman came, and she parked 2 aisles over from where I was, because I was like, just meet me at Walmart. I was already at Walmart out that way, because Pumpkin Spice needed some shoes and some, other things, and she needed to go to the store, so I took her to the store. I was like, hey, I'm at Walmart, meet me at Walmart. So she walks over to my aisle. I was like, I'm over here, and I was like, you're gonna need to pull your car up. And I told her ahead of time I had a tub and 2 garbage bags full, which, P.S., I found another garbage bag full. And I also had some zipper containers with at least 36 skeins in each container, and I had 3 of those. They were these kits that were available at AC Moore before AC Moore closed. It was like the last Black Friday before AC Moore closed, and they had 36 skeins in each one of these zipper pouches, but I had used some of the yarn, so I refilled it in with, I believe, Premier Just Cotton yarn. So some of them had closer to 50 skeins of yarn in them. And she pulls up her car. She's like, do you think this is okay right here? And I was like, yeah, just we'll put it in your car and you can take off, no big deal. So she looked, she was like, wow, that is a lot. And then she talked about how they like to have yarn on site for the meetings in case someone comes and wants to learn how to knit or crochet. They have supplies for these kids. And I was like, that's really cool. And she opened her trunk, and there was a plastic tub in there. She goes, that's all of our supplies right now. I easily quadrupled their supplies. Easily. But my hope is that they will divide it amongst the members, and they actually will use the yarn, not just save it, And I was like, pass it out, use it, do what you want with it, and if there's anything in there you don't want, just redonate it, No big deal. There was I went through the cake shelf, so there was cakes in there was skeins in there was hand-hanked cakes from balls of yarn that I thought I would use and I never used. I mean, there was just so much yarn. And I took a picture of some of it, so I will pop that up here at some point and show you guys the massive amount of yarn that I donated. And I explained to them that I come across a lot of yarn. Very rarely I will get sent yarn for free, but I do get sent yarn for free sometimes. But then I buy yarn sometimes just to show you guys on the channel, and then I don't end up using it because, I cannot possibly use all of the yarn that I buy. And I want it to go to use. I want it to be used. And so it felt so nice to pass it on to college kids that are, I really like the idea that I'm passing on the love of yarn to a younger generation. That is so cool to me. And so, I thought it was awesome. I am not going to be out that way anytime again soon. So, well, I will be, but I really overwhelmed them with the donations. I know I had a few of you contact me that you wanted to donate. I don't know that they're going to need any more yarn for a very long time, but hooks, needles, stuff like that. I don't know if I can contact them again and ask, but I'll let you guys know. But, you know, because I haven't been asked about that, is you guys had extra supplies, and I think that's an excellent idea. But there's also places locally you can probably donate to as well, like senior centers, college groups. I'm sure there are more than just this college of like college kids doing this type of thing. You know, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's what we did Saturday. But we were really up at the college because it was Parents' Day or family weekend at the college, and my niece needed some family up there, so we gave her all the family she could ever want. It was me, Mr. Cinnamon, and the kids, and we took her, and they had an event in the stadium that we were late to go to, so we didn't get to go to that. But they also had like a special dinner at the dining hall, and you had to have a ticket, and it was kind of cool because like it's a college cafeteria. You didn't think they'd have great food, but they were serving crab legs, which were pretty delicious. They had like charcuterie boards. They had what they called steak, but it was like a roast with au jus on the side, and the meat was so tough I couldn't chew it. So I was like, I don't want this. But they also had like shrimp cocktail, and their mashed potatoes were really good. They had goat cheese in them. The food was good, and everything was like labeled for allergies, which was awesome. I mean, I know that it's a school, and like it's good that they do that for the kids. They have vegan options, they have allergy friendly options, and they're like really knowledgeable, which was really cool because it is a rare instance. It is a very rare instance outside of Disney World that I can get that kind of treatment to where, you know, they tell you, hey, this has allergies in it, but this is safe for you. Didn't get sick. It was awesome. And I got to eat crab legs. And little man loves crab legs. Can I tell you, he's not a seafood eater. He doesn't eat sushi with us. He won't eat fish a whole lot. But if you put some crab legs or some fake crab leg, you know, the crab sticks with a K, if you put that in front of that kid will eat it. And so we got him his own crab leg claw set. And he got a cracker. And usually, because he's only 7, I sit there and I crack and get all his crab meat out for him, which he inhales in like 30 seconds. And then I get to eat my cold food. So I started doing that because Mr. Cinnamon he goes and gets us our food and he brings it back to us, which is awesome. Because I can't tell you how many times I have been in a public place and like the woman doesn't get to eat. She's grabbing the food for the husband and for the kids. And Mr. Cinnamon does that for us, and like I totally appreciate that. Kind of cool, you know. I had to look because I thought he was still sitting right there. I don't like when he listens to me when I talk. It makes me feel nervous. So he went and got us our food. I was like, can you just get little man some food? And then I had the girls go get little man some crab legs. He was so happy with crab legs. He really wanted chicken fingers, but they didn't have any. But he was so happy to have his crab legs. And he's sitting there cracking it with the cracker and trying to like break it open his own crab, which was awesome that he's finally at that point where he can do it himself. But I did help him get some of the meat out. He was so happy to have crab. He's like, can I have some more crab? So I'd break off my leg and give it to him, you know. And he actually got his claw cracked open by himself. I pre-cracked it, but I didn't tell him. But he thought he did all the work by himself. He pops it open and there's like, you know, the claw has a bunch of meat in it. He's like picking through. He was so happy. It was a really good time though. I'm glad we went. And I have a lot of opinions. A lot of opinions that I'm going to keep to myself about my sister and why she should have been there and all this stuff. But I'm just glad I could be there for her. I'm glad I could be there for my niece, and I'm glad that she has family that loves her unconditionally and will drive 2.5 hours to see her for a couple hours and then drive 2.5 hours back home. I'm just glad I'm able to do that. I really am. And her birthday is in a couple days. And we're going to go pick her up and we're going to bring her home for the weekend. And she wants an ice cream cake. She's like, Aunt Jenny, are you going to get me an ice cream cake? And I was like, I'm going to get you one, but it's going to be a small one because me and Juju can't eat it. Like, it's got gluten in it. And she's all, oh, okay. No sense of buying a big ice cream cake if it's only her and little man and probably Mr. Cinnamon eating it, you know. But I'll get her. I was like, yeah, I'll get you one. And she wants a burrito. She wants a burrito of all things. Like, I can cook. anything she would want in the entire world. She wants a burrito from the Mexican restaurant. So I said, I will buy you a burrito. I will buy you a burrito. And again, a burrito is a thing that I cannot eat because I can't eat the flour tortilla. I can't eat the rice because a lot of times they use bouillon, and most bouillon has gluten in it, which I don't know if you knew that or not. So, like, it's a thing I cannot eat. But I will buy her a burrito for her birthday and an ice cream cake. And she wants some jogging pants with her college name on the leg, and there's a couple other things she asked for. She wants snacks. I was like, yeah, I'll buy you some snacks. Buy you some snacks. She's not picky. Like, she's not asking for big, expensive things because she feels guilty asking for stuff from me, honestly. Because I think she's finally at the age where she realizes how much I've actually done for her in her life. And she has a little bit of guilt behind that. I don't want her to have guilt, but I want her to be independent from me and not always think that I'm going to, like, financially support all of her whims. So I'm kind of, it's a weird balance thing. But it's the same thing with my kids. Like, I don't want them to expect me to buy them whatever their heart desires. I want them to learn how to work for stuff and learn how to do things on their own, you know? So it's this weird balance where it's a little bit uncomfortable. But she gave me a list for her birthday, and I'm probably going to get her everything on it because she is completely reasonable with what she has asked of me. Like, yeah, I will buy you snacks. I'm probably going to get her a big box of just snacks. There's these one potato chips that are local to here. They're the brand, I don't know how to say the brand name. It is UTZ. And I don't know if it's set, if that's the name UTZ or if it's pronounced Utz, or I don't know, because it's a local, like, this region chip. And you know, I'm from Michigan. We ate Better Made. We didn't eat no UTZ. But anyway, they have this one brand of chip, this one kind of flavor of chips. It's like spicy honey barbecue or something like that. It's something weird, but she really, really likes it. So I'm going to get her some of those, and she wants some cookies. And she really likes sweets. She wants Kit Kats. Kit Kats are her favorite. They always have been since she was a little tiny girl. Loves Kit Kats. So, and then after Parents' Week, we had that good fun day, right? And I have not been sleeping for weeks now, and I don't know why. So I'm just tired all the time. I have not been sleeping, and you can hear I'm a little bit hoarse because of the weather. So, I haven't been sleeping. I woke up yesterday morning. I was really tired. And Mr. Cinnamon and Juju have been talking about there's this event at the movie theater, and Juju wants to go see it. And then Mr. Cinnamon goes, oh, I bought tickets. I put them in your purse. But nobody told me what day it was. I was just kind of told that I was going. It's a little bit irritating. But I was never told what day it was. So yesterday I wake up and Mr. Cinnamon's like, were you buying popcorn? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's all, tonight, are you buying popcorn? I was like, for what? He's all, because you're going to that movie thing with your daughter? I was like, it'd be nice if someone would have told me I was going, like, what date it was. I was a little bit irritated. And Juju took that to mean that I didn't want to go. That was not it at all. I just wanted to be prepared. So I had to take a nap in the afternoon because, God forbid, I go out past 7 o'clock. I feel so old. But I haven't been sleeping. And even then, like, I went to go take a nap. I'm like, I'm going to lay down on the couch. I was knitting a Ross hat. I was in the middle of it. I was getting a little bit sleepy because I haven't been sleeping. And Mr. Cinnamon was watching some god-awful, gory movie. And so I was like, I'm just going to close my eyes for a few minutes. And it never fails. The second I fall asleep, something happens and I'm woken up. I was asleep maybe 10 minutes, and then the movie ended, and so Mr. Cinnamon, like, clicks the buttons on the remote, which wakes me up, because apparently clicking rubber buttons wakes me up. Never fail. Like, I cannot hear noise at all when I'm sleeping. And sometimes I'll sleep with the TV on loud enough so that there's constant noise so that it cancels out the little noises. But even, like, changes in commercials or something is waking me up now, and it's like, I don't know why I can't sleep. It's just driving me crazy. And I have gone through phases like this in my life where I just can't sleep for weeks. And I remember when I was a teenager, one time it was so bad. I hadn't slept for weeks, like, at all. Like, minutes here and there. And then I was walking across the front yard because my mom had just got home from work, and I, like, passed out. And it was almost like I fell down in slow motion, and I fell on like a patio brick, and I cut my knee like wide open. And then my mom was like, what the heck just happened? I was like, I totally just blacked out. Hit the ground. But it was like slow motion. It was crazy. So I'm trying to like get sleep in wherever I can, because I don't want that to happen now. Like, I'm going to hurt myself if I do it now. So, yeah. I took a little, I think in total, I got about 15 minutes of sleep because I had a little 10-minute nap, and then the buttons woke me up from the movie ending, and I yelled at Mr. Cinnamon for waking me up, and then I started to fall back asleep, and little man come downstairs, and he needed me right then and there, and then I was like, screw it, I'm up, I got my little cat nap, I'm good. But we went to go see Scream, which, if you guys have ever seen the movie Scream, it's the one with the ghost face, and he's a slasher, you know. And I saw the movie in theaters when I was a teenager with a friend of mine when I was a teenager. Her name was Melissa. And she took me to go see Scream in theaters for the first time. It was like the craziest movie I'd ever seen at that point. Like, it was so different than any other slasher film that I'd ever seen. And I grew up on slasher films. Like, my Aunt Elise was like really into like Hellraiser and the like really gory movies. But my Uncle PJ, he basically was like another father to me. He was always at our house. He lived down the street. He would take me every year for my birthday, because they kept releasing not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street every year around my birthday. So that would be my birthday present every year, is we would go see Freddy. And he was really into horror flicks too, but he was more into the funny horror flicks, like you know, back in the day, like some of the scary movies were just funny, and Nightmare on Elm Street was one of the ones where they just had jokes thrown throughout. A lot of Wes Craven movies were like that. Scream, for example, is hilarious. Like, I laughed. That movie is so funny. And so it came on the 25th anniversary, and Juju was like, I want to go. She just discovered the movie this year. Like, I told her, I was like, you need to watch Scream. It's funny. It's a good movie. So she started watching it. She's all, oh, I really like that movie. And now she has like this total crush on Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard. Like, she thinks she likes Skeet a little more, but she thinks they're hot. Which is so funny, because those guys were hot to me when I was a teenager 25 years ago. And so now she's like, oh, they were so hot. She doesn't like them so much now, because she said she can't see Matthew Lillard as anything other than Shaggy from the Scooby-Doo movies. She said, I just can't see him but anything else. But I see him as the Scream characters. That's what I've always known. So we had a really good time at the movie theater, though. It was really fun. And I had a stomachache all day, but I had so much fun at the theater with her. And I was like, thank you for wanting to do this, because it was a lot of fun. And I'm starting to learn that I really just enjoy spending time with my kids. Like, I've always known this, but especially now that Juju is almost an adult and Pumpkin Spice is an adult. Well, she'll be an adult next week. She's going to be 18. I just like spending time with them as people. And it's really weird to transition from mom trying to guide them, guard them, protect them, teach them right from wrong, to now seeing what I've done and how it has helped mold who they are. And I really like them as people. So it's cool to hang out with them, because I think they're good people, and I like spending time with them, you know. And I'm sure it will be like that with little man when he gets older too. Right now, he's very much a boy. He wants to spend time with his dad. And he's very like all over the place all the time. Like, to get him to sit down and spend time with you longer than 5 minutes is a miracle, because he's just constantly buzzing, just buzz, buzz, buzz. He's like a little bee. I look forward to see how that relationship grows too. It's kind of neat. And I'm very blessed. I'm blessed to have been gifted as a mom. I really am. So anyway, you guys, now that we've talked about what I've done this weekend, and I'm tired and I'm congested as all get out, I made another shawl, which is what I've been holding this whole time. I showed you guys this one last week. This is made out of homespun and the Yarn ID. But I took the leftover yarn ID and I made like a little, it's just an ear warmer. I haven't weaved in my ends yet, but it's just an ear warmer. Goes on your head. It matches. Come on. I can't reach. Alright. So it's up there with Brunhilde. But that is homespun and yarn ID from Hobby Lobby. So I pulled out some more of my yarn. Homespun. I had 2 of this colorway, which I believe this was gifted to me as well. This is a light purple. And then I had, this was a cake. So I had 1 and 2 skeins, and then I had a cake of the, it's homespun, but it's the variegated, like this. So I figured these colors go together, so I'm gonna put them together. And I made just this is a very basic triangle shawl. Very basic. I made it large enough so that like will wrap around anybody. Nice and toasty warm, cozy, comfy. This is definitely a sitting on the porch on a cold fall day. Chilling out. Extra long, you could totally tie it if you wanted. Yeah, so I made that. And then I just had some extra purple that I got in a mystery yarn bag from, I think, Premier a long time ago. And I had it, it's a chunky 4, but it's a really nice soft purple. And so I just paired it with that. I thought it looked nice. I was like, yeah, alright, I got another whole shawl done. This one, again, only took me a couple hours. It took me like maybe 8 hours total, as with this one. That's just a basic triangle. That's what I've been doing. I started a Ross hat. I'm like, I want a striping Ross hat, okay? And so it's just a knit hat. It's a basic knit hat. And I was like, I want a self-striping one. So I was like, all right, I do a lot of girl colors, you know. I do a lot of feminine stuff. I'm going to do a boy color. So I grabbed like a blue. It's the Premier DK stripes. And so I pulled it off the shelf and I started to knit it up. I was like, this looks really familiar. And then I remembered I made Little Man a hat out of that exact yarn last year. So now we have an identical one that I've started. However, I will say this. Little Man's head has grown, has gotten bigger since last year. So last year he was able to wear kid-size face masks. Hair fiber. He was able to wear kid-size face masks from like Disney World or wherever. And this year he's wearing adult-size face masks. So his head has grown enough that he is now an adult-size head. So I figured, okay, well that means his hat from last year that I knit him, which was a kid-size hat, is probably not going to fit him. So we're just going to finish this adult-size hat that looks exactly like the hat I knit him last year, except it's bigger. And he will have another option for this year, but I think I really need to get started on Christmas gifts, which I have not started at all yet. I'm still debating on what I want to do. Like, I had an idea a couple months ago to maybe knit socks for everyone. I don't know if I want to do that now. I may. They're the thick worsted weight socks that I showed you guys. I think they're called dorm socks from Mary Maxim. That was a free pattern I got. I really like doing those and they were a lot of fun, but I don't know. I kind of also want to knit stockings for all of us. And with Pumpkin Spice is going to be with us this holiday season now, because she has decided that she no longer wants to go back to her mother's house at all, ever. So she's going to be with us like on all breaks, which is fine. But that means she's going to be here on Christmas Day, which she usually isn't. So I need to make her a stocking as well if I go that route and I make stockings. And I don't know how long that's going to take because I have big dreams and big plans, and I don't want to do like a solid color or just like a sock looking one. I want to do some color work in there, which is not difficult. It's not incredibly difficult, but it's going to take more time. But if I do it with a worsted weight yarn, like that might, I don't know. I just need to figure some things out first. I really do need to get concentrated on that and figure out what I'm going to do, because I would really like that to be a heirloom thing that I pass on to the kids, and, you know, something, you know, I don't know. That's what I'm working on. And then I also wrote in my notes, I picked winners for the little notions pouches on Dina's video, and I contacted 4 people, and I have not been contacted back by anyone. So you guys gotta check your comments on your Dina's video and contact me if you entered that giveaway. If you don't want the notions pouch, I will just keep them. But, you know, not one person out of the 4 people that I messaged have contacted me back. Which usually when I do a giveaway, like, I get contacted right back, because I don't do videos and say, hey, you've been selected. Because a lot of times when I've done that in the past, nobody has contacted me back because they don't watch those videos, because they figured, oh, I didn't win anyway, so I'm not going to watch it. But I always message the person on YouTube. Like, I comment to their comment, and usually I get contacted within like 24 hours. Not one of the 4 people I contacted has contacted me back. So I'm going to give you guys a couple more days to actually get a hold of me, and if you don't, I'm just going to say never mind. Because obviously you guys didn't want them that bad. So, alright, with that being said, I hope you're having a good Monday. I hope it's been good to you so far, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of the week. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.